Hey you want to make a zine? How to fold a mini zine using one piece of paper. I usually prefer to do this with a thinner printer paper, especially using white because I find it easier to scan in later, but you can totally do it on colored paper, and I think it's a little easier to see if I do it that way for you today. This is cardstock, so it's going to be a little bit different than doing printer paper, so I'm going to show it to you on this first, and then we'll do it on a regular piece of just thin printer paper. So you want to start by doing a fold in half this way. If you learned it in school the way I did, this would be hamburger fold. Something that can be helpful when folding a zine is a bone folder, which there are lots of different types. I'll link the ones that I'm using below, but you can also just use an old gift card that you're not using anymore. Especially on cardstock, this helps to flatten out the edges and make it easier for it to lay flat. So then you unfold it and kind of fold it the other way just to make sure that it's folding well. So then you'll want to fold each edge into the middle, and you can do it one at a time. This doesn't have to be perfect, but as close as you can get to having it lined up will make it fold much better in the end. So again, I like to go back and just make sure that it folds both ways properly. So now we're folding the other side in. Okay, so you can kind of see we have 1, 2, 3 folds here. I don't know how hard it is to see on camera. You can kind of see it like this. So basically right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Now we're going to fold it hot dog style, or the long way. So go ahead and do that. And again, fold it back the other way. Okay, so now you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. Now, when you end up making this into your zine, one will be the cover, one will be the back cover, and then 6 of them will be where you can put your content. Also, you will be able to put something on the underside, so if someone unfolds your zine, you have kind of a hidden image. Not everybody does this, but it can be really fun. Sometimes people do that to make like a poster or just a secret message or a coloring page or a puzzle, things like that. So next what we want to do is cut from this line along the fold to this line. So we're only doing a slice through 2 of the 4 long sections. You can use a cutting mat, but you can also just use an old cutting board. So my preferred way to cut this is to use an X-Acto knife, but you can also use a box cutter or scissors. I don't really prefer using scissors for this part just because I find it really difficult to kind of just cut the inside area. I usually prefer these for cutting anything where I start from the outside edge, but I'm going to go ahead and show it to you using my X-Acto knife. So in person, I can see my lines really well, but I'm going to go ahead and trace it with a pencil just so that you can kind of see more easily where I'm cutting. So here is the cross between this fold and this fold, and here is the other cross between the 2 folds. So I'm going to be cutting between these 2. And again, this is along the fold line that we have. It's a little difficult to draw that in a straight line because with cardstock, the folds are a little bit bumpy, but you get the point. So I'm cutting just trying to be as precise as possible. It'll still work even if it's not exact, but again, the more exact you can be while you're making this, the easier it'll be to fold later. And you want to make sure you actually get over that cross area just a little bit because that makes sure that you won't have any trouble with those parts folding later. So you can see now it's cut all the way through. And now what you do to fold it is you take the edges down and you kind of push these sides outward. And again, because we folded both ways so that the fold would go, it didn't really matter which way I did this, so I could have folded it the other way, come out, pulled these out, and went in. So I'm going to show it to you this way. So you pull them together kind of like this. You make a star. And then, now some people might have a specific, like, which section they fold over, but I just kind of go with whatever feels easiest. And I just go ahead and fold. Now, again, I don't recommend doing this with cardstock because it's so thick that it's very difficult to get it to lay flat. But you can go ahead and lay this down and take your bone folder or your old gift card and kind of help push the sides. And it's okay if it's a little wonky. That kind of adds to the character of it. That's just kind of part of the process. So now I have my little mini zine. I've got my front cover, inside couple pages, and then my back cover. You can see it kind of sits like this. This is the back edge. And I'm going to now number the pages so that when I unfold it, I know which one's which. Again, this is where people folding it a certain way may already know which numbers go where, but I like to do this way. And I always do this in pencil really lightly because then later I want to be able to erase it so that I can put whatever design I want on here. But on here, I'm going to do it kind of dark so that you can see it. Please excuse my printer, it's making noises. Okay, and notice that I'm doing the orientation of the numbers in the orientation that I'm going to be reading it, because then when you unfold it, it'll make more sense. Some of them will be upside down depending on how you have the paper oriented. So now I can unfold it, and you will see that I have all of the numbers in the way that I need to have them to go ahead and work on my pages. So you can either work on them in the book form, where you kind of turn each page as you're working on it, or if you're doing a lot of collage or paint, or if you'd like to have certain designs cross over to other pages, it's a nice way to do it where you lay it flat and do that. Something that you can do if you're doing it in my method, because I usually like to cut it and prepare it before I'm going to go and add the designs. Now, if you want to be able to lay it flat, you can actually do tape on the back. Try to make sure it's lined up really nicely. And do some tape. Just to help you when you're doing your design. Because then, when you're ready to scan it, you can scan it all as one page. But if you ever need to fold it again, you can do a slice through here with your X-Acto knife, and you can fold it. This is your primary copy, so this is the copy that you're going to be scanning, and you probably won't be giving this one away. Now, some people do like to sell their originals or give away their originals, and that's totally fine too, but that's where you could cut the tape. Now, some people probably don't even do this. They probably just already know where their designs are going to be oriented, and so they don't have to kind of fold it and write it out, but that just works best for my process. As you can see, the back side does not have anything on it because that will not be visible when you're turning your pages, but it could be a hidden surprise for someone who unfolds the whole zine. Now I'm going to go and fold it using a piece of white printer paper and show you the whole thing again. I'm just going to speed it up. So there you go. That's how you fold a one-page mini zine. So I hope this video inspired you to make your own zine, and I hope you had a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Psst. Hey you want to make a zine? That's silly. I don't know if I'll use that.